Part two, I had a phone call come in and I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. But anyway, these are like $6 or $8 or something like that. Beds for Shop Dog, since she likes to hang out. This, I've only used it a handful of times, so I don't know what to make of it yet. I haven't used it on anything particularly difficult, but what I have used it on so far, I like it. So, plasma cutter. I don't think I showed you guys that. This is a cheap plasma cutter off Amazon too, and I love this thing. That thing has done everything I've needed and then some. Die grinder parts, some wire brushes, Milwaukee die grinder. That was a gift from my friend Brian from the forum. Air tools, welding gloves, and cap. Grinders, power tools, battery powered hot glue gun, which I love. Mighty Vac pump, which I've never used. Dremels. Dremels, the cheapest ones you can find, are perfect. You're gonna throw them out, but they're like 20 bucks. They'll last you a year or two. All my magnets. That thing's full of magnets, and it's heavier than they'll get out, and it sticks to that shelf. So I gotta find a better spot for those. Ball joint press. What is this? Spring compressors, tap and die. This. My dad has my ball joint pullers as well because he's working on a Jeep. There's some other pullers, torque wrenches, label maker. I'll show you how I make use of that here in a little bit. More stuff. Power tools. I don't know why I keep this thing. It doesn't work anymore. It died. The Impact, the sister to that Milwaukee, and the drill driver to that Milwaukee, I loaned out to somebody I can trust because I don't loan stuff like that out. Here we go. All right. Pliers. Those are my favorite. I love them. Love them. Junk pliers. In another video, you guys saw me throw that package away. I threw it in my scrap metal bin because I said don't buy Harbor Freight hand tools. And then I needed a big set of that. So I had to cut it open. Used it once, threw it in the drawer. I'll probably use it again. Standard. Need to find. This one's missing. This one didn't go in there. I've had that set of wrenches since high school. These are all gear wrench. Metric gear wrench. Had that set since high school. That's when Craftsman, you had to go to Sears to buy it. Some other stuff. Punches. Chisels. Screwdrivers. I need to figure out something to do with this drawer because it makes me nuts. Screwdrivers, T-handle. This is handy if you're trying to get stuff off a lawnmower. Or get a spark plug out without having to break out the ratchet. And then it just spins free, lightning fast. Oh. Sandpaper, discs. Here's some fancy, really fine sandpaper I got for some automotive stuff, and I need to put it. I've got a file folder that has all of my sheet sandpaper organized by grit. Sprayer, Allen wrenches, the Tundra automatic transmission. That's the size Allen wrench. I need to find something to do with this too. This is all electrical stuff, and this drawer makes me nuts too. So if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below. Anti-fatigue mats. Socket drawers. Automotive. Automotive. Automotive, stuff that won't fit many other places. I bought this, I saw a YouTube video, saw a guy using this as kind of like a T-handle. I haven't used it yet. As you can tell, it's brand new. I'm looking forward to it someday. Axle nut sockets. This thing has come in handy on more than one occasion. It is a giant vice grip with a breaker bar handle. This was one of those like Tractor Supply Company $5 bin things. It was a good $5. It was $5 well spent. It's for pulling fluids out of stuff. Some other power tools. There's the trays I use if I get tools out to organize them on the service cart. If I'm working on a truck or a pump or small engine. I can also put parts in it. Horizontal cutoff saw. Service cart. I love me a service cart. Never met a service cart or a dolly or a lift or a chain fall that I didn't like. This is a lot of my old carpentry tools. I don't want to break that apart right now. But yeah, that's all carpentry tools from when I had a contracting company and spent life as a carpenter. Drill stuff. Wheels out. High pressure fittings. Teflon tape. Steel and brass. Those don't belong in there. PVC and nylon. Plumbing tools. Nothing. That's all manuals and paperwork and everything else. Anytime I get a tool, I put a manual in plastic sleeve and put it under there. There's a binder in there too with a bunch of SDS and stuff like that. Drill press, cheap one. Got that on Amazon. It's like one of their Christmas deals or something like that. I think I got that for like 99 bucks. It's paid for itself. Spare hardware, O-rings, grade 8, grommets, spare hardware forever. I almost never have to go to the hardware store, which is nice. Let's get that. Spare hardware. I came across the smoking deal at a True Value that was going out of business. Got a bunch of grade 8 and grade 5 hardware. For pennies on the dollar. Some more hardware. What's in this one? Construction screws. More electrical. This is all welding stuff, or sheet metal stuff, rivets, weldable inserts, key stock, weldable hinges, weldable studs. These are the ones I use most often, so I need to know which is which. This is funny. Hopes and dreams. That was empty, but the girl I'm seeing, my girlfriend at this very moment in time, put hopes and dreams on there and it was empty. But she helped me do some labeling. Oop. Somebody on the forum said this was probably full of tiny baggies of skim milk. They weren't far off, but I need to get some other labels on that. That wire storehouse was like $35 or something at Harbor Freight. It's come in super handy too. Grinder. Don't let your brothers use a label maker. Charging wall. Vise number 1. Vise number 2. That's a water bucket. And for throwing stick welding stubs in there. Then weights. I use those as clamps. That's another socket set that used to be at the old shop that's going on the F-250. Oh, excuse me. This doesn't have a label. Oh man, I got the hiccups. Because it's all those little hooks and stuff to go for the pegboard from my old shop. These are what you want if you are wiring in a 12-volt pump. These are quick connects, and that's 10 gauge silicone. Really, really nice. If the pump goes bad, to just be able to swap it out by unplugging a quick connect, put a new pump on. It's good money spent. There's an old 12 volt. I just replaced that the other day. It went bad. Just a bunch of junk. Auto stuff, camping stuff, antique hand tools, heaters. I need to go through these shelves. Sludge pump, that's good money well spent. Especially if you're doing flat work, you want to take that with you. Yeah, I really need to go through. Oil dry, $4. It's good money spent. I'll show you another thing that I like to do. On all my tools that require a specific size socket or wrench to get blades off or to get things adjusted, I use a paint pen and I mark it. Klingon, that's never been opened. That's the gutter grenade. This is a bunch of consumables, like just extra stuff. This is all auto and small engine stuff. Yeah, I desperately need to go through that. Tarps, window cleaning gear, dirty rags and gloves, bunch of extension cords, some Christmas light stuff, shoe covers, window cleaning. This wall I gotta get redone because I got a bunch of hoses laying in my backyard right now. But they have these hooks that hook on 2x4s, and then it's got just an L hook that sticks out, and they're pretty darn sturdy. This is probably my favorite Ryobi tool. Oil, Loctites, silicones, automotive greases and oils. Nothing in there. Aerosols, glues. This is more like home stuff, really. But there is some brake cleaner in there and carb cleaner, Bondo stuff. Bag of sodium hydroxide, which I forgot I had. More aerosols, lubricants. What is this? Mineral spirits, probably. Or acetone. Yeah. This blaster stuff's my favorite. This corrosion stop is particularly my favorite. Grease. Seafoam. Paint. Caulk. Shop vac, generator. Between that and the lifting table, the generator and the lifting table are probably the best two things I've ever bought at Harbor Freight. Easily. So there you go. And I'll show you real quick. There's another tank, brand new tank, putting on the F-150. Shop press is in there. There's a couple other things in there that I haven't moved out yet. My neighbors probably hate me. For one, I have a pirate flag on my house. For two, I don't clean my own stuff. I use it to test stuff I'm working on. Like here, I was trying to troubleshoot a surface cleaner, and I just leave the rest dirty in case I have to do it again. So here's a ladder rack that I threw together because my other truck was in that accident, and they're fixing it in the shop right now. They gave me a rental. Don't like it. It's really nice. Makes me nuts. It shuts off at stoplights and shit and stuff. Sorry. Stoplights and stuff to save fuel. I can do without it. And the fuel that I get in this thing isn't any better than I got in the Tundra. But that's just makeshift ladder rack, because my other ladder rack is over there in the yard. And that PVC pipe that held on my extensions, my extension poles, is on that. But this bed too is smaller than the one that's on the Tundra. It's weird. So there's a shop and trailer. I already did another trailer tour, and I did a video on this thing. Today I was on a deck that I had to climb up and over, composite deck, and I was able to turn the soap on and off with a remote without having to climb back down a ladder. Ooh, it was like a dream. So perfect. So hopefully you guys like shop tour part 2. Pirate flag. This is where I work out of. I need to get all that stuff organized. The table saw works. I took the blade off. I gotta get a new blade on it. That's the shop. That's it. This is where the magic happens. So thanks for watching.